If you've been told your blood pressure is a little too high and you're over the age of 60, I want you to stay with me for the next few minutes, because what I'm about to share with you could genuinely change how you feel every single day. There are 3 simple exercises that doctors and researchers have studied closely that can help support healthier blood pressure naturally. No expensive equipment, no gym membership, no complicated routines you'll forget by next week. Just 3 simple, gentle movements that fit easily into your daily life. Let's talk about this together, honestly and clearly, the way I would explain it to my own family. Let me ask you something first. Have you ever stood up too quickly and felt a little dizzy? Have you noticed yourself getting more out of breath than you used to, just walking up a small flight of stairs or across a parking lot? Have you felt that tight, heavy pressure in your head sometimes, especially after a stressful day? These are the kinds of quiet signals that many people over 60 experience and brush off, thinking it's simply part of getting older. But often, these are your body's gentle way of telling you that your blood pressure needs a little extra support and attention. Here's something that might surprise you. Right now, across the United States, nearly half of all adults have blood pressure that's higher than what's considered healthy, and that number climbs even higher once you reach your 60s and beyond. High blood pressure is often called the silent killer, and there's a very good reason for that name. Most people feel completely fine, day after day, even while that pressure is quietly straining their blood vessels, their heart, their kidneys, and their brain. It doesn't announce itself loudly. It whispers slowly, over months and years, until something more serious happens. So let's talk about what's actually happening inside your body when your blood pressure runs high. Picture your blood vessels like a network of hoses carrying water throughout your home. When the water pressure inside those hoses runs too high for too long, it puts strain on the walls of the hose itself, causing tiny cracks and weaknesses over time. That's essentially what happens inside your arteries when blood pressure stays elevated. The constant force against those vessel walls causes gradual damage, which is why high blood pressure is so closely connected to heart disease, stroke, and kidney problems later in life. Now here's the wonderful, hopeful part of this conversation, and I really want you to hear this clearly. Movement, specifically certain types of gentle, consistent exercise, has been shown in study after study to genuinely help support healthier blood pressure levels, sometimes in ways that surprise even the researchers studying it. And today, I want to walk you through the top 3 exercises that doctors and cardiologists frequently recommend for adults over 60, explaining exactly why each one works and how you can start incorporating them into your life starting today, gently and safely. Let's start with the first one, and this might surprise you because of just how simple and accessible it is. Walking. Plain, ordinary walking. I know it doesn't sound exciting or dramatic, but please don't underestimate this one, because the research behind it is genuinely remarkable. Here's why walking works so beautifully for blood pressure. When you walk, your heart rate increases gently, and your blood vessels respond by becoming more flexible and relaxed over time, almost like the difference between a stiff, rigid garden hose and a softer, more flexible one. Regular walking helps improve something called endothelial function, which is essentially the health and flexibility of the inner lining of your blood vessels. When that lining is healthier and more flexible, your blood vessels can adjust more easily to changes in blood flow, which directly supports healthier blood pressure readings over time. This is very important, so I want to be specific here. Research has consistently shown that something as simple as a brisk 30-minute walk, most days of the week, can meaningfully support healthier blood pressure levels in adults, including those over 60. And here's the beautiful part. You don't need to do it all at once. Many people find it easier, especially when starting out, to break it into 3 10-minute walks throughout the day, perhaps one in the morning, one after lunch, and one in the early evening. Your body responds to the cumulative movement, not necessarily one long, exhausting session. Most people don't realize this, but walking outdoors, especially in a park near trees or anywhere with natural sunlight, may offer an additional gentle benefit. Sunlight exposure has been studied for its potential role in helping the body produce nitric oxide through the skin, a compound that helps relax and widen blood vessels. So a morning walk outside isn't just good for your legs and your heart. It may be quietly supporting your blood vessels in an entirely different way too. If you're just starting out, please be gentle with yourself. Even a slow, comfortable walk around your block, or even around your living room if outdoor walking feels challenging right now, is a wonderful starting point. The goal isn't to walk fast or far on day one. The goal is consistency, showing up for this gentle movement day after day, allowing your body to adapt and strengthen gradually over time. Now let's talk about the second exercise. And this one might surprise you even more because it's something most people don't typically think of as exercise at all. Deep, slow breathing exercises, sometimes called diaphragmatic breathing or paced breathing. I know this might sound too simple to make a real difference, but stay with me because the science behind this is genuinely fascinating. When you breathe slowly and deeply, engaging your diaphragm rather than taking shallow breaths from your chest, you actually activate something called your parasympathetic nervous system. Think of your nervous system as having two main modes. One mode is your fight or flight response, which raises your heart rate, tightens your blood vessels, and increases your blood pressure, preparing your body for danger or stress. The other mode is your rest and digest response, which does the exact opposite, calming your heart rate, relaxing your blood vessels, and naturally lowering your blood pressure. Most adults over 60 spend far more time than they realize in that stressed, fight or flight state, even without any obvious danger present, simply due to daily worries, health concerns, and the general busyness of life. Slow, deep breathing is one of the fastest, most direct ways to shift your body into that calmer, healing, rest, and digest state. Here's how simple this practice can be. Find a comfortable, quiet place to sit. Breathe in slowly through your nose for a count of 4, allowing your belly to expand gently as you breathe in rather than just your chest. Hold that breath gently for a count of 2. Then breathe out slowly through your mouth for a count of 6, allowing your body to relax with each exhale. Repeating this cycle for just 5 to 10 minutes, once or twice a day, has been shown in research to help support meaningfully lower blood pressure readings over time, particularly when practiced consistently. This is very important, so I want to emphasize this clearly. Many people find this breathing exercise especially helpful first thing in the morning, before the busyness of the day begins, or in the evening as part of a calming wind-down routine before bed. Some people even find it helpful to practice this slow breathing for just a minute or two before having their blood pressure checked, since anxiety about the reading itself, sometimes called white coat syndrome, can temporarily raise blood pressure during a doctor's visit. But wait, there's something else about breathing exercises that most people never connect to blood pressure at all, and I think this is fascinating. Chronic stress, the kind that quietly simmers in the background of daily life, whether it's worry about finances, loneliness, family concerns, or health anxiety itself, keeps your body lingering in that stressed state far more often than most people realize. And that chronic stress directly contributes to elevated blood pressure over time. Slow breathing isn't just a nice, relaxing activity. It's a direct physiological tool for interrupting that stress response and giving your cardiovascular system genuine relief. Now let's talk about the third exercise, and this one rounds out our trio beautifully because it works in a slightly different way than the first two. Gentle resistance exercise, things like light strength training using your own body weight, resistance bands, or very light dumbbells. Here's why this matters so much, and this is something most people genuinely don't realize. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass, a process that actually speeds up after the age of 60. And here's the surprising connection to blood pressure. Muscle tissue plays an important role in how your body manages blood sugar and circulation. When you engage in gentle resistance exercise regularly, your muscles become more efficient at using glucose and managing circulation, which has a positive ripple effect on your overall cardiovascular health, including your blood pressure. Research has shown that moderate resistance training, performed a few times a week, can meaningfully support healthier blood pressure levels in older adults, working through a slightly different mechanism than aerobic exercise like walking. While walking primarily improves the flexibility and function of your blood vessels, resistance exercise helps improve your body's overall metabolic health and muscle function, creating a complementary, well-rounded approach when combined together. Simple examples of gentle resistance exercise that work beautifully for adults over 60 include sit-to-stand exercises using a sturdy chair, where you practice standing up and sitting back down using your leg muscles rather than your hands. Wall push-ups, where you stand at arm's length from a wall and gently push your body weight against it, working your chest and arm muscles in a low-impact way. Light resistance band exercises, which you can do seated or standing, gently working your arms, shoulders, and legs without any strain on your joints. And simple bodyweight movements like gentle squats, holding onto a chair or counter for balance if needed. This is very important, so I want to repeat this clearly. You don't need heavy weights or an intense gym routine to gain real benefit here. Light, controlled resistance, performed with good form 2 or 3 times a week, is genuinely enough to support meaningful improvements over time. The goal is gentle, consistent strengthening, not exhaustion or strain. Now, before we go any further, I want to pause here and talk about something really important for your safety. If you have any existing heart conditions, joint problems, balance issues, or other health concerns, please talk with your doctor before starting any new exercise routine, including the ones we've discussed today. Your doctor can help you understand what's appropriate for your specific health situation and may have specific guidance based on your current blood pressure readings and any medications you're taking. This video is meant to help you understand the awareness and the reasoning behind these exercises, not to replace personalized medical guidance from your own healthcare provider. Let's talk for a moment about why combining these 3 approaches together creates something even more powerful than doing just one alone. Walking improves the flexibility and health of your blood vessels. Deep breathing calms your nervous system and interrupts chronic stress responses. Resistance exercise improves your muscle function and metabolic health. Together, these 3 approaches address blood pressure from multiple angles at once, almost like having 3 different gentle, natural tools working together rather than relying on just one. Let's talk now about some of the everyday habits that quietly work against everything we've just discussed, because understanding these matters just as much as understanding the exercises themselves. Sitting for long periods throughout the day, something many seniors do without even realizing how much time adds up, particularly while watching television or reading, can quietly contribute to stiffer blood vessels and poorer circulation over time. The wonderful thing is, you don't need to eliminate sitting altogether. You simply need to break it up. Standing up and moving gently every 30 to 60 minutes, even just for a minute or two, can make a meaningful difference over the course of a day. Excess sodium in the diet, something we've talked about before, continues to work against your blood vessels, regardless of how much you exercise, since high sodium intake causes your body to retain extra fluid, which increases pressure on your blood vessel walls. Pairing your new exercise habits with mindful attention to sodium intake creates a much more powerful combined effect. Poor sleep quality also plays a quiet but significant role here. When you don't sleep well, your blood pressure doesn't get the natural overnight dip it's supposed to experience, leaving your cardiovascular system under more strain the following day. Prioritizing good sleep alongside these exercises supports everything else we've talked about today. And let's not forget about consistency itself, because this might be the single most important factor of all. Most people don't realize this, but doing an intense workout once a week provides far less benefit for blood pressure than doing gentle, moderate movement consistently, several times throughout the week. Your cardiovascular system responds to patterns repeated over time, not occasional bursts of intense effort. This is wonderful news, actually, because it means you don't need to push yourself to exhaustion. You simply need to show up gently and consistently day after day. Let's talk about why all of this matters so deeply, beyond just the numbers on a blood pressure monitor. Unmanaged high blood pressure over years and years is one of the leading contributors to stroke, heart attack, heart failure, and kidney disease in older Americans. These aren't just statistics. These are real, life-altering events that happen to real families across this country every single day. I share this with you not to frighten you, but because I genuinely care about you having many more healthy, vibrant years ahead, filled with the people and moments you love most. The beautiful truth is this: your blood vessels, your heart, and your entire cardiovascular system remain remarkably responsive to positive change at any age. It is never too late to start. Even small, gentle, consistent efforts, walking a little each day, practicing slow breathing, doing some light resistance exercise a few times a week, can lead to real, measurable improvements over time. This isn't about becoming an athlete or transforming your life overnight. This is about showing up gently for your own health, one day at a time. So, let's bring everything together now, nice and simply, the way we've been talking this whole time. Walking, even broken into short sessions throughout the day, helps improve the flexibility and health of your blood vessels. Slow, deep breathing helps calm your nervous system and interrupt the chronic stress response that keeps blood pressure elevated. Gentle resistance exercise helps improve your muscle function and metabolic health, supporting your cardiovascular system in a complementary way. Together, these three simple, natural approaches address blood pressure from multiple angles, all without needing expensive equipment, a gym membership, or hours of your time. Start gently, stay consistent, pair these habits with mindful attention to sodium and sleep, and always check with your doctor about what's appropriate for your specific health situation. Before we close today, I want you to know something important. The fact that you watched this entire video, that you're here, learning, caring about your own heart and your own future, tells me everything I need to know about who you are. You are someone who still has so much life to live, so many mornings to wake up feeling strong, so many moments ahead with the people you love most. It is never too late to start caring for your heart in these small, gentle ways. Every walk you take, every slow breath you practice, every gentle exercise you complete is a quiet, powerful investment in your own future health and independence. Please be patient and gentle with yourself as you begin. You don't need to do everything perfectly, and you don't need to start all three at once if that feels overwhelming. Even choosing just one of these to begin with today is a meaningful, caring step forward for your own heart. If you found this helpful today, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more simple health awareness videos every day. We are so grateful to have you here with us, and we will keep bringing you honest, caring health information you can use in your everyday life. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I will see you in the next video.